All right, you guys, you can stop blowing up my inbox with messages every time Thunder posts about these because I'm doing this video here with Supra. So what is new about the Thunder T2s versus the old ones? I suppose we call these the T1s now. So I think the easiest way to get into these is to go over the frequently asked questions. Okay, so first off, what is even different about these? Well, there's two main differences, and one of them is that they are taller. So the old ones are 52 millimeters tall to the center of the axle, and these ones are 54 millimeters tall to the center of the axle. So it's 2 millimeters taller. And if you want a point of reference, so a pair of Indy Standards is 55 millimeters tall to the center of the axle. So these are like 1 mil lower than that. It's actually a pretty nice height. The second main difference, and this is a big one, is that the axles, when you put them on your deck, are 3/8 of an inch closer together. So as they say, they have a different geometry. The old Thunders definitely put your wheels kind of far apart. It gives your board that hefty pop. And so these ones are going for a lot more like an Ace or an Indy. They're 1 centimeter or 3/8 of an inch closer together. So there's three things that will do. One of them is it's gonna make your board pop a little bit lighter. The second one is it's going to make rotational tricks spin around a little faster when your axles are closer together. Okay, the third one is actually pretty important. The third one is turn. It's gonna make them turn tighter, more like an Ace or an Indy. Will the T2 replace the current Thunder Team Editions? No, this is just a new offering. They're not taking away the Classic, which a lot of people love. I actually love this truck. I think the Classic one is a great truck. Does the redesigned T2 base plate change the wheelbase compared to the standard Team Editions? Is it the base plate that changes the wheelbase? Or just, anyways, either way, the wheelbase is different and somehow the base plate plays into that. If you look at it, you can see that the holes on this base plate are further back than on this one, but that's not the best indicator because this part could be longer too. Are the T2 bushings and pivot cups different? Yes, they are. And they are actually substantially different. Not only are they this super cool color, I actually like this color quite a lot, but the bottom one is a tapered design instead of a barrel or a conical. So the standard Thunder has a conical bushing. You can see it kind of goes straight and then cuts in. That's a conical. Whereas a Venture or an Indy has a barrel, which is just like a straight circle. And the pivot cups are also different. I don't know how much of a difference this one's gonna make, but they have a rounded edge on the inside of the pivot cup instead of being a sharp edge. So supposedly it's gonna help them break in a little faster. We'll see. Oh, but really quick, why did they change it? So they said that it's going to still be stable without sacrificing response. It's an interesting way to split the difference between a conical and a barrel. All right, next let's get into the weight because they keep saying lighter, stronger, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So these are actually heavier than the regular Thunder. These are 357. These are 368, so 10 grams heavier. Really marginal difference, and you probably won't actually notice that when you pop the board because the axle's further in. I bet they actually will feel lighter when you snap your board. All right, another feature is an extended base plate. So the base plate is longer so that it should help with slides. Now, this one's debatable, you guys. Basically, most people's gripe about the current Thunders or the old Thunders is that they have too little base plate and it's only wheels sliding against the ledge. It makes it too sticky. I say just wax the wheel area more or do your slides as if you're doing a power slide. You get used to it, it's not a big deal. It's only when you switch from a truck like an Indy that has a big base plate and go straight to Thunders that adjustment is pretty rough. Here's a good one though. Can I put regular Thunder hangers on T2 base plates? Like, can you swap these around? They're not intended to be. So like you can do it, but you might get some unintended consequences like splitting your bushings easier or the turn just feeling a little bit wonky. Like they're not designed to be interchangeable. These bushings are different than these bushings. The base plates have totally different geometry. So you can try it and if it works, great, but they're not designed to be mixed that way. So is it just a high Thunder? No, it is pretty different than this one. A high Thunder actually is a little more like a Venture because Ventures have a wheelbase that's pretty far out, although they have a bit less turn than a Thunder. But if you wanted to know what a high Thunder would feel like, closer to a Venture, these are definitely different. I really want to get these on a board and see how they feel. So let's go down into the warehouse and choose something good to ride these on. 51 millimeter Classic F499 and the 825 Easy Rider. I've been on this for over 3 months. Love it. Chest up, plain grip. Keep it simple. I'm gonna choose 1-inch Thunderbolts. I've never tried anything like this. Let's try these Spitfires here. Get out of the pack. There we go. Stickers. I never save stickers. I throw every one I get in the garbage. Get out of there faster. Chose the right shirt. All right, guys, time to go test this thing out. Looking forward to it. We're all set and stock, they come really loose. I have to have it like 2.5 threads down just to be able to skate it. You know, I know people like loose trucks. I don't feel like that trend is as strong these days, but hopefully they stiffen out throughout the session. Most Thunders do that. They get a little stiffer after about 20-30 minutes. I'll do a few grind tricks on this thing, warm up with some of this. Let's do a little coping dancing. Let's do some ledge stuff. Whoa, I was like doing a low-C grind. That's a random trick for me. Yeah, do a board slide on the flat bar. This is normal of new trucks, but when I land like that, they stay like that. Definitely got my base plate. So I can confirm there is more base plate. And it has the rounded edges that are gonna help you not catch on slides unless it catches on slides. There we go. I don't know if this is gonna help me slide or make it worse. We'll see. Whoa, hanging on. Hanging on. I cleared that by a centimeter. Nobody skates that. Doesn't grind. Mike went flying. There it is. All right, let's wrap it up. Okay, so that was a little bit of time on them. And one thing I can say is they are a little less twitchy than an Indy or an Ace. Like when I was riding to do that backside flip, going really fast and cruising over that bump, doing the little manual, I wasn't like constantly micro adjusting. So I would say it had a little benefit there in terms of setting up my feet. Now, I couldn't tell you without doing some sort of weird, complicated test that involves pinning my wheels down and turning the board in a circle with a piece of chalk. Yes, I've thought of doing this. I couldn't tell you exactly where the turning radius is in comparison to Indy or an Ace, but it's definitely quite a bit more turny than a Venture or the regular Thunder, for sure. So you are getting more turn, a deeper turn, and you have the benefit of being able to put bigger wheels on. In spite of that, I still have wheel bite on my 51mm wheels, but that's because they were so incredibly loose in the beginning. The pop is slightly lighter than an Indy Standard, but they're definitely heavier than an Indy Hollow. They will be coming out with hollow versions of all this soon. Personally, in order to skate these on this setup, I would definitely need to have a hollow version. It was juicing my legs a little bit too much. While I could get good pop on my straight 8, if I was to start doing all my rotational flip tricks, I think I would struggle. They'd get a little sloppy and I'd get ghost pop. So for some of us, we'll need the hollow versions, but I'd say if you're used to skating an Indy Standard or an Ace, these are not gonna feel too heavy. If you're used to skating the regular Thunders, they could, depending on your setup, if it's really steep. But overall, they skate well. They pinch decent enough. Their pinch is not as good as like your Thunder Low, but honestly, that's hard to beat. They're known for pinching, so. Oh, and they're not the Thunder Lows, they're just the regular Thunders now. But now these make the regular Thunders the Thunder Low. So anyways, if you are looking for these, hit up your local skate shop and get some cool, like bubblegum ice cream flavored colored bushings. That's what they make me think of, bubblegum ice cream. Cotton candy. See you guys, have a good one. And the base plate, absolutely. If you wanted more base plate from a Thunder, you've got it. For better or worse, you've got more base plate. And I didn't actually plan this with my shirt and the board today. Just worked out.